Interoception and emotional awareness. How understanding your body's signals enhances emotional intelligence. Welcome to this lecture. Interoception, often described as the body's internal sensory system, has become a central focus in emerging psychological and neuroscientific research. Scholars have identified it as a crucial mechanism through which individuals perceive, interpret, and regulate emotional states. This internal perceptual system provides ongoing feedback about heartbeat, respiration, hormonal fluctuations, and visceral sensations, forming a biological foundation for emotional experience. Understanding interoception as the foundation of emotional experience. Interoception refers to the nervous system's ability to sense internal bodily states, including heartbeat, tension, temperature, and visceral changes. When you understand these signals, you gain deeper insight into how emotions manifest physically. You rely on interoceptive cues when assessing whether you feel stressed, calm, threatened, or safe, and these cues guide your behaviors long before conscious reasoning occurs. Research shows that accurate interoceptive awareness strengthens emotional clarity and reduces confusion between overlapping emotional states. You benefit from this clarity because emotional intelligence depends not only on cognitive interpretation, but also on biological feedback. This connection explains why you might feel anxious before realizing you are overwhelmed or experience relief before identifying the cause. Exploring counterarguments and balanced perspectives on bodily awareness. Despite strong scientific support, some researchers argue that interoception is not the sole determinant of emotional experience. You may encounter viewpoints emphasizing cognitive appraisal models, which suggest emotions arise primarily from interpretation rather than physical signals. These theories highlight how cultural norms, memory, and learned association shape emotional meaning. At times, relying too heavily on bodily cues may mislead you, especially when symptoms stem from non-emotional factors such as illness or fatigue. However, a balanced view integrates both perspectives, recognizing that interoception and cognition work together to form complete emotional experiences. When you appreciate these combined influences, you avoid oversimplified explanations and gain a more accurate picture of emotional functioning. Real-world examples and practical applications of interoceptive awareness. You apply interoception daily, often without noticing its influence. For example, you might sense tightness in your chest during conflict or experience a sinking sensation in your stomach when anticipating unwanted news. Athletes rely on interoceptive precision to fine-tune performance, recognizing subtle cues about fatigue and activation. Clinicians also use interoceptive training in therapies such as mindfulness-based stress reduction and somatic experiencing, where you learn to observe internal signals without judgment. Body scans, a common mindfulness technique, train you to detect sensations across different regions, improving regulation and grounding. These practices demonstrate how you can use interoception intentionally to navigate stress, enhance decision-making, and support overall well-being. Somatic markers in the stress response system. Somatic markers are bodily sensations that help you evaluate situations quickly by attaching physical experiences to emotional memories. When you notice a familiar tension pattern during stressful meetings, your body may be signaling previous associations with discomfort or pressure. These markers are closely tied to the stress response system, which engages your autonomic nervous system to regulate heart rate, respiration, and hormonal output. Heart rate variability, HRV, a key physiological indicator, reflects how resiliently your nervous system adapts to stress. Higher HRV generally corresponds with stronger emotional flexibility and recovery capacity.